Hello and welcome to Dax Electronic Repair. We're going to be doing a melted Nintendo Switch back cover replacement today. This is our Switch. It was on a toaster, so it is a crispy critter. You can see it's all melted. You can see the fan. You're not supposed to see the fan. And all the plastic is all curled up. So we are going to be putting a new back on it. This one was an Animal Crossing Special Edition. The customer actually chose a different back cover, so we're going to put that one on. I'm showing you the four tri-tip screws. There are four holding the back cover on. And again, they are tri-tips. You can see I tried to fight with, that one right there is melted underneath or on top of the screw, so I can't actually get a screwdriver at it. So we're going to have to take the other screws out before we can get to it. There's one screw here that's a Phillips. That is underneath the kickstand where the memory card is. This is a original Switch. It's not the light or the OLED. Just for your knowledge. And then we're going to have to take the bottom two out on either side of the charger. These are Phillips as well, and that will let us lift the melted remainder of it, except for there are a couple more screws, but we got to get our game card out of there, and we got to take the middle screw on the side where the Joy-Cons connect, and that pops out. You can see there's a little hole retainer that screw retains. I took the wrong one out first, and we're still trying to get that last one in the corner off. So we do the same on the other side. It's the middle screw, and that retains the other side of the back. There's also one more screw on top, but it was gone on this one, so we're going to be replacing it. I'll show you that later on. So because we don't care about this back, all we really got to do is get that screw out. I just went ahead and worked it until it snaps off of there, and then we can get our tri-tip in there and unscrew that last screw, because we will be reusing it. The back cover kit we got did come with new screws, but I always like to use the originals when we can. Nintendo makes amazing screws. It's not true. Well, I mean, it is true, but we know they're the right length and we know they're the right size because they put them there. Alright, so right now we are getting this new back. It is a color shifting blue to purple that the customer requested. Obviously it's an aftermarket. It doesn't have the Switch logo on it. They did not care about that. Now when you are buying a back, make sure you either purchase these separately. These are the grill vents, or you either have to purchase them separately or make sure your kit comes with them, because when I was looking for this replacement back, there were a lot of them that came without them and without any other hardware or anything like that. So you'll see here there's a few things we're going to be switching from the old back that the kit will not come with, or this one is a pretty complete kit. It came with all the hardware and everything like that, and these grill inserts, but it didn't come with all the parts, and I'll show you that here in a minute. So just be careful when you're buying, or you will have just giant holes down there, and that's not good. It lets more in than you would want inside of your Switch, especially with that fan. Really, these are just stickers, but they do serve a purpose. So be careful when you're purchasing your back. All right, so now we take the old back. We got to grab some things off of it. We need to grab the kickstand assembly and retainers. Now our new kit did come with the screw for this. This is a tri-tip that actually screws into the kickstand, but it did not come with the bracket it mounts to. We are actually going to be grabbing that from the old screen. It actually just came right off, so we'll deal with that in a minute. That screw retains the hinge mechanism, which we're also going to be doing. All right, so right there I'm showing you that we are going to be grabbing the hinge mount. It's kind of off camera. You can see there's two. There we go. We got two Phillips screws right there that retain it to the old back. And you take that part, that bracket, you transfer it. It's got all, the new back has all the holes that line up with everything for it to mount, and the screw holes. So that's the first thing. We go ahead and screw that guy back down. Sorry, I got working outside today and I got my finger nail. So you saw my fingernail peeled back there a second ago. I apologize. All right, and then we do need to get that tri-tip retainer screw out. I'll be transferring it to the new kickstand. Technically, if you want to use the old kickstand, you can. This one came with a matching color, so we're going to use it. But if you want a flat black one, you can just put it back on there. So this thing is kind of just it just inserts into a channel in there. And then the screw just holds it in place. So simple to get out, simple to put back in. Don't crank on this screw. Be careful with it. And you kind of just got to angle and then kind of just pop it in. Doesn't require much force or pressure. And that's the hinge mechanism right there for your kickstand. All right. There's actually one more part that we're going to be switching over, and that is the game flap, or the game cover flap. The new one does not come with one. This one has two parts. It has the flap itself and then the retaining bracket, which has one screw, as you can see. Take it off. It locates in the exact same place on the new screen. I'm sorry, on the new back. And one screw goes back down and you're good to go. And you can see how that kind of just walks up and down like the original. All right, so now that we got everything switched over, I was going to try and take this off to get the screw in there, but it wasn't worth. It's in there pretty good, and I didn't trust myself not to hulk it off of there. So now we're going to put the new back on the switch and make it a beautiful, beautiful color. All right, you see the tabs, they go in and then they're retained by screws. That's the bottom and the sides. One screw back in there where the Joy-Cons go. Flipper completely around, exactly the same on the other side. Get that screw in there. These are Phillips, by the way. We got our bottom two, which are also Phillips and not very magnetized. It makes sense for Nintendo to use the tri-tips on some of them because of Zelda, Triforce, right? Or they just don't want us repairing their stuff. Who knows? It's probably the second one. But Zelda's awesome. Either way. All right, we have our screw that goes right on top of the, right below rather, the micro SD insert flap, and I just went ahead and threw that back in there right then so I did not forget. And then we're going to go ahead and get our 4 back screws. They are the longest screws. They are also tri-tips. And we just have one more to go. Here's the kit it came with. Has all the screws. We didn't need any except for the one that is missing on the top. So we're going to go ahead and grab it. It's one of the smaller ones, exactly like the bottom two. And you can see there's a retainer, a whole retainer loop deal there as well. Screw that puppy in. Put your game back in, which happened to be Pokemon Violet, which is great because this is a Violet back. Yeah, ignore that's the screen protector. That's what the customer had on it, so I didn't take it off. And as you can see, we went from this to this. So that means we win. Thanks for checking out my video. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and see you next time. Love you.